go in the book of Matthew, the 4th chapter, and verse number 10. I want y'all to read that to me because this is about that time. Okay, 12, 3, 4, 4. See, I should have did 4, but I'm glad I didn't do it. Come on.
4 and 10.
4 and 10, what does it say?
Then said Jesus unto him.
All right, now who's talking? Who's talking? Who said it?
Jesus said,
So now Jesus is the one talking. And what did he say?
Get thee hence, Satan.
All right, get behind me, Satan. All right, say poor Peter. Poor Peter. All right.
For it is written,
What does it say?
Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve.
Now you know what's said about that conversation right there. Now that is way out of context. I'm gonna try to give you a little context around that. In just a few verses before that, he revealed who Jesus really was. Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. So a man who was yet a man, natural man, man led by his passions, desires, and lusts. He could just tell the truth because God could speak. But just a few verses below, I got to bind that spirit that I see in him. Did I say I had to bind him? No. The spirit at that point is controlling him. Before the Father controlled him to give him the answer. Because, my Father was in heaven gave you. So obviously God gave him the first answer. The second answer came from the foe. See how easily we can be manipulated by spirits, y'all. See how one time I can be a blessing and next time I can be a curse. See how careful I have to be with my spirit and be careful what I allow in my heart. But it was more of what Jesus said than just that piece. That was important, but this piece is more important. What's the last part of it he said? Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt worship.
Worship. Worship is what? Giving honor and glory. When in Exodus 20, what was going on there? They were giving honor and glory to what? The small gods. They made them be idols in their lives. They made them be more important than they should be. And when those things become more important, then how can I worship the Lord our God? And because I'm going to serve my God. I'm going to serve what's important to me. I'm going to follow what directs me. If my spirit is going wrong, like Satan was rebuked because what? His spirit was going in the wrong direction, so God had to help him. When his spirit was going right, Jesus didn't rebuke him. What did Jesus say? Thou art Peter. And upon this rock I'm going to build my church. Later he says, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. That's what he said later. But notwithstanding, he knew that the revelation he received didn't come from him, it came from his Father in heaven. All right, let's do a little jumping. Did y'all get that? Did you understand what the importance of that? The necessity is we only got one God. Though there be gods, small g, unimportant, unnecessary, limited, only controlling my flesh and nature, not the big G. Don't know nobody control him. He sits alone. He is self-sufficient and all-knowing and all-powerful and almighty. He don't need my help. The small g's use me as a catalyst for their wrong, that I continue to perpetuate the wrong that they will do. If it be pornography, then I got a lustful spirit. I find myself constantly hungering for things that don't belong to me. If it be drugs, it's how I treat those around me that love me dearly. Drugs and alcohol are the same thing. It's a drug. It's a drug. Both are poisons. And pornography is poison too. It's all poison. Because what it do, it destroys me. It destroys my heart. It destroys my mind. It destroys those around me. Why won't God bless me in my blessing? How involved are you in the wrong that you're doing? When won't you give up that God that's so important to you and let Jesus be the God of your life? Don't you know he loves you? He wants to magnify you. Don't you know he wants to increase you? Kiki, you said a wonderful thing, but you missed it, baby. Only missing one thing. You are tremendously important. Your life has greater impact than you could even imagine. There are generations of people that will be affected because you lived if you follow God. And let me put this on the other side. If you don't follow God, generations of people will also follow you. And they will say, ain't that something? My mama, grandmama, great-grandmama, look what she did. And because of this is what we're going through. That's what makes your life, Nikki, so important. Don't you know you got to be careful, girl? You can't just say everything. You can't just do everything. You can't just show them everything, because you know what happens when you do that? You are setting up a generation for failure. And everything that touches that generation will be affected. And don't we hate to think that the people that I've touched See, they asked me a question in class. Now I know I'm jumping, because I do that. I jump. I'm human, I'm jumping. I was sitting in my lifespan class. We just got through having a test. Yeah, I think I did pretty good on it. But what got me was to say, ask that question. What are the 3 most important goals in your life? I wrote them down. Then they said, if you had 3 years, what would be your goals? Same thing down again. But if you had 6 months, what would your goals be then? Wrote them down again. Then they said, and it made sense. It was like, all right, so now, after doing this, what are your 3 goals? I wrote the same thing again. You know why? I'm doing exactly what I would do if I had 6 months to live. Right now. I wouldn't change a thing in my life. Not one thing would I change. Because I am giving like I want to give. I am sharing like I want to share. I'm loving like I want to love. And I am being the me that I always wanted to be. How would you change that? But now I got a question for you, people of God. If you had 6 months to live with where you are today, would you change anything in your life? Yeah, we can say, I want to go on vacations. Oh, I want to have more money. Oh, I would devote myself. What is the one thing you want to do more than anything else? Come on, girl. You hear what she said? Because I strive to do that every blessed day, every single moment of every day, to try to see his face in peace. Because you know what I know? If I don't do what God called me to do, I'm going to hell, y'all. If you don't do what God called you to do, you're going to hell, y'all. But you know what? You better do it in the right spirit. You can't do it any kind of old way over here. God requires of us. That's real. We have requirements. God requires of us. Let me show you one of God's requirements. Make it real easy for you. You know, we're going to be out in about maybe 10 minutes now. We're very close now. Very, very close. We're going to turn to 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. Now, this is some of God's requirements. Now, look. Now, I'm going to tell you right now. I did not write this in this book, all right? I got proof. Y'all got a copy of it, and I didn't print the copy myself. 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. What does verse number 9 say?
That's unknown.
1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. Verse number 9 says unknown.
I'm in second grade.
I knew that one first. I knew that one.
Know ye not.
Hold it. What does it say?
Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
Now, that's real simple. Now, these are some requirements. And this is something you better know. And God says they're what? Unrighteous. What does unrighteous mean? Not righteous. Or, really? Well, you got a Bible don't have that in it?
The Bible, we go to what, Romans?
No, that makes sense. Hold it. You'd be surprised when people want to do the same thing to their Bible. They tear pages out all the time, what they want to do. So why don't you get another one? Or share. All right. So it says, unrighteous folks just don't want to be righteous. They could be righteous, but they choose not to be. That's the easy way to say it. Could be righteous, but they're not. Romans 1 talks about that having known the ways of righteousness, their foolish hearts were darkened. Their heart changed. Because they weren't trying to seek God. They're trying to seek their small G's. All right, go on. What's it say? Keep on reading. It only gets better from there.
Not deceived.
All right, now I know it's easy to be deceived in this word. I got a scam for you today. I got land down in Florida right now. I can sell you and you'd be set for life. All right? Of course, it's swap land. It's about this big. I can tell you how many acres it is. Let's be a lie. It'd be a lie on top of a lie on top of a lie. But you don't have to be deceived, y'all. You don't have to be misled in this. Now, these are, again, requirements from God. God said this. So we need to submit ourselves to the Spirit of God. All right? Go on. What's it say?
Neither fornicators.
All right. Do we know what the fornicators are? Anybody don't know what a fornicator is? All right, go ahead.
No idolaters.
Now, I think we've explained what idolaters are. Anybody not know what idolaters are now?